Now here an is given as the sum of r equal to 0 to n 1 by ncr. Then we need to find sum of r equal to 0 to n by ncr value. Now for the sake of calculation of this, let us consider n to be an even number. Then n will become 2m. Then when n becomes 2m, what is the expansion given? The an becomes 1 by 2mc0 plus 1 by 2mc1 plus 1 by 2mc2 plus so on up to 1 by 2mc2m, right? Now in this, when we use ncr equal to ncn minus r, as we are taking even number of n value to be an even number, there will be odd number of terms here. That means the first term is equivalent to that of the last term. The last but one term and the second term would be equal. Like that, except at the middle term, all terms will be pairwise equal. So when we add them pairwise, it finally comes to be 2 times 1 by 2mc0 plus 1 by 2mc1 plus 1 by 2mc2 so on up to 1 by 2mcm minus 1. This is up to the last but one term of the middle term. So what is remaining? Yes, the middle term is remaining. That is 2mcm will be remaining. Now this is the value for our an. Now let us consider the value of the sum required. That is S is sigma r equal to 0 to n r by ncr. Now how will be the term when we expand this in terms of m? As we have taken n to be 2m, this is from r equal to 0 to 2m r by 2m cr, and let's identify how the terms are. This is 1 by 2mc1 plus 2 by 2mc2 plus 3 by 2mc3 so on up to 2m by 2mc2m. The first term becomes 0 for r equal to 0 here, right? Again, as we collect the terms according to the equality in binomial coefficients by this relation, how does the terms pair up? 1 by 2mc1 pairs up with 2m minus 1 2mc2m minus 1 plus, how will be the pairing for 2 by 2mc2? Yes, the term with 2m minus 2 by 2mc2m minus 2 pairs up, plus so on up to the term on the left of middle term m minus 1 by 2mcm minus 1 pairs up with the term to the right of the middle term, that is m plus 1 by 2mcm plus 1. And which term will not have any pairing up? The middle term, that is m by 2mcm, will be left out. And similarly the last term, because the first pairing started with 2mc1's equivalent binomial coefficient, so the last term, that is 2m by 2mc2m, remains as it is. Now every numerator, as the denominators are both equal, if you look at them, the numerator values get added up, leaving us with 2m by 2mc1 plus, here also 2mc2 is equal to 2mc2m minus 2. So this will also become 2m by 2mc2 plus so on up to the middle terms. When we add up, that would again leave 2m by, as these two values are equal, it leaves us 2mcm minus 1 plus the last two factors remains as it is, m by 2mcm plus 2m by 2mc2m. If you see all the terms, the numerator is 2m. So let's collect 2m common. Then the sum which we are finding, yes, is 2m times, what is remaining? 1 by 2mc1 plus 1 by 2mc2 plus so on up to 1 by 2mcm minus 1 plus the middle term remains as it is, m by 2mcm plus 2m, because 2m by 2mc2m is 1, so that's why only 2m is remaining. Now this 2m factor, when we carry to the inside of this bracket, this now turns up to be 2m times 1 plus 1 by 2mc1 plus 1 by 2mc2 plus so on up to 1 by 2mcm minus 1 plus m by 2mcm. Now this 1 can be clearly expressed as 1 by 2mc0, because 2mc0 is 1 by 2mc1 plus 1 by 2mc2 plus so on up to 1 by 2mc m minus 1 plus m by 2mcm. Now look at the term inside the bracket. 1 by 2mc0 plus 1 by 2mc1 plus 1 by 2mc2 so on up to 1 by 2mc2m, that is the given am when we expressed it as 2 times 1 by 2mc0 plus 1 by 2mc1 plus so on up to 1 by 2mcm minus 1 plus 1 by 2mcm, right? So this factor will help us to identify what is the value inside the bracket now. So what is this value inside the bracket? This becomes with 2, this term becomes m times 2 into 1 by 2mc0 plus 1 by 2mc1 plus so on up to this is an minus of 1 by 2mcm plus m by 2mcm. Now this m into 1 by 2mcm cancels with m into 1 by cm to m. This leaves us with m times an. But what is our m that we have taken? Yes, it is n by 2 times an, right? So this is a simplification of the given expression. Yes, when we took the value of n to be 2m. Now shall we say here, when you take n as an odd number, that is 2m plus 1, then what would be the main difference we observe? Yes, these additional factor will not be there because there will be even number of terms, and when you are pairing up, all the terms get paired up to the middle term and then the repeated terms, so it will be 2 times that of, then this process continues and still you will get the value to be n by 2 times an, right? So what is the value we got for s? I did for n to be even. You can proceed in a similar way as n as odd number also. You will still end up with getting the same thing. You can still practice this for a good application of binomial coefficients relation. So which option is it satisfying? The option presented C, which says it is n by 2 times an, right? A very important property of binomial coefficients.